Home and away. Language focus, the tense system and informal language. Vocabulary, compound words, everyday English, casual conversations. Reading Saru's story. Listening, things I miss from home. Writing, informal writing. 1. Why do you think the dog is leaving home? Why and when do people leave home? Question mark. 2. Read the quote. Do you agree with Terry Pratchett? Have you experienced this? In what ways did your home seem different with new eyes? Why do you go away? So that you can come back. So that you can see the place you came from with new eyes. Terry Pratchett. Watch the video introduction. Use your workbook for self-study. Go online for more practice and to check your progress. Language focus. Tense review and informal language. Test your grammar. 1. Which of these time expressions can be used with the sentences below? Make sure the sentences sound natural. Kiri, Nancy. When I was born. In the 1990s. Frequently. For ages. The other day. Next month. Tonight, years ago, recently, since 2015. During a snowstorm for a year. Later. Sometimes. 1. My parents met in Paris. 2. They travel abroad. 3. They were working in Canada. 4. I was born in Montreal. 5. My grandfather has been retired. 6. I wrote to my grandmother. 7. My sister's going to work in Peru. 8. She's been learning Spanish. 9. I'll see you. 2. Talk to a partner about yourself and your family using some of the time expressions. Tell the class some things you've learned about each other. Jacob's parents met at a party over 20 years ago. His brother. Far from home. 11.1 Listen to and read Nancy's email home. Is the text formal or informal? Where is she? Who is she with? Are they working or on holiday? What are some of their experiences so far? 2. Form the questions about Nancy and Kiri. Notice the variety of tenses. Ask and answer them with a partner. 1. How long they travel round South America. 2. Which countries visit so far. 3. When arrive Santa Cruz. 4. What do that morning. 5. What sea lions doing. 6. Why go San Cristobal tomorrow. 7. Why Kiri not looking forward journey. 8. What particularly want see on Isabella Island. 1.2 Listen and check your answers. We're finally on Galapagos. From Nancy Baines. Date Monday the 20th of March, 6:56 p.m. Hi Mum. Hi Dad. Thanks for yours. Always love news from home. So, at last, the Galapagos Islands. A dream come true. We've been traveling for 2 months now. Chile, Argentina, Bolivia, Peru. It's been amazing! Exclamation mark. Can't believe I've seen Machu Picchu and camped in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Bolivia, Galapagos Islands, Paraguay, Chile, Uruguay, Argentina, the mountains of Torres del Paine. Ma, you'd go mad for the views. But the Galapagos are a different planet. We flew to Santa Cruz last Friday. It's one of the biggest islands. And get this. This morning we snorkeled with sea turtles. Probably the best experience of my life. Kiri and I actually swam alongside them. Also saw sea lions and their pups relaxing on the rocks. So cute. Oh, and some sharks. Don't freak, Mum. They were just babies. Tomorrow we're taking the ferry to San Cristobal. Time to start work. Kiri's worried because she always gets seasick and it'll be a hot, cramped ride. Our work at the volunteer center is just for 1 week. It's going to be mainly farm work. After that, it's on to Isabella Island. It's wildlife heaven, penguins, flamingos, pelicans, and dot dot. Coolest of all, the mega famous giant tortoises. Can't wait to see them. Missing you loads, but I'll be sad to leave this paradise. Definitely going to come back one day. Love and hugs. Nancy XXX00. Kiri sends love, too. Closing parenthesis. 3. Read Tyler's tweets. Where is Tyler from? Who is Dave? Who are the Wilsons? What does Tyler find strange in London? UNDERCROUND. Chalk Farm Station. 4. Read Tyler's tweets again and complete the questions and answers. Then ask and answer them with a partner. 1. Where is Tyler spending the year? Single quote. In London. Single quote. 2. Is this his first trip abroad? Single quote. No, it. Before. Last year I'm spending a year in London. Tyler's tweets. Tuesday, September 4th, 1:42 p.m. Still sitting in the airport in NYC. Been waiting 3 hours, but seems like forever. Tuesday, September 4th, 3:20 p.m. Just boarded the plane for London. My first trip abroad except for a week in Mexico last year. I'm going Chalk Farm to stay with my buddy Dave for a few days in North London before I meet my host family. Dave lives in a place called Chalk Farm. I don't get it, a farm in London. Thursday, September 6th, 4:35 p.m. It's fun here, but kind of weird. Dave doesn't live on a farm. His folks have a large apartment in a big old house. They call it a flat. I asked for the bathroom, they thought I wanted a bath. I'm learning fast. Friday, September 7th, 10:30 a.m. Dave and I are hanging out together today. We're on a bus. Upstairs. Amazing. Just drove past Buckingham Palace. But they drive on the wrong side of the road here. Crazy. Also, people say, cheers, all the time. Isn't that for making toasts? A guy just said it to me when I'd let him pass. Saturday, September 8th, 7:19 p.m. First night with my host family, the Wilsons. They seem very nice, but their house is a 1,000,000-mile walk to the subway. Opening parenthesis. They call it the Tube here. Closing parenthesis. Saturday, September 8th, 11:10 p.m. Big day tomorrow. We're visiting Shakespeare's hometown. He wrote plays and stuff hundreds of years ago. He's mega famous. Abroad once. To Mexico. Single quote. 3. Where? Dave. Question mark. Single quote. In North London. 4. How long? Tyler. To stay with. Dave. Single quote. A few days. The guy. Cheers, to Tyler. Single quote. Because him pass. He. Of his host family. Single quote. They're very nice. They. 5. Why? 6. What? He. 7. What? They. Shakespeare's birthplace. Do on Sunday? Stratford-upon-Avon. 1.3 Listen and check your answers. Language focus. 1. Name the tenses you used in 2 and 4. Why are they used? 2. Informal writing often has a lot of colloquial language and missing words. And get this. You won't believe this. Kind of weird equals fairly strange. Always love news from home. I always love news from home. Still sitting in the airport. I'm still sitting in the airport. 3. Read the email and the tweets again. 1. What the? You'd go mad for the views. Don't freak, mum. Coolest of all, mean. 2. What the? My buddy, I don't get it, hanging out together. He wrote plays and stuff, and mega famous, mean. 3. Find examples in both texts where words are missing. Grammar reference 1.1 to 1.2. pp 151 to 152. Practice identifying tenses. 1. Complete the tense charts. Use the verb work for the active and make for the passive. Continuous. He will have been working. Continuous. Active. Simple. Present. He works. We are working. Past. She. Future. They. You. Present perfect. We. She. Past perfect. I had worked. You. Future perfect. They. Passive. Simple. Present. It is made. It is being made. Past. It. Future. They. Present perfect. They. Past perfect. It. Future perfect. It will have been made. 2. Read these lines from conversations. Work with a partner. Discuss what the context might be. Identify the tenses in each line. 1. I've heard that Hannah's been seeing a lot of Patrick recently. It might be two friends gossiping about another friend's relationship. Present perfect, simple and continuous. 2. Are you being served, sir? 3. I'll be seeing Bill this afternoon. I'll tell him the good news then. 4. Do you have any idea which address it was sent to? 5. I hadn't seen her since she was a little girl and she'd changed beyond all recognition. 6. Nobody will believe him. He's the kind of guy who isn't believed by anyone. 7. I haven't been told yet if I've got it. I'll be told in writing. Sometime next week. 8. Apparently, he was overtaking on a bend at 70 miles per hour when they caught him. 40. Discussing grammar. 4. Compare the meaning in the pairs of sentences. Which tenses are used? Why? Discuss your answers with a partner. 1. Klaus comes from Berlin. Klaus is coming from Berlin. 2. You're very kind. Thank you. You're being very kind. What do you want? 3. What were you doing when the accident happened? What did you do when the accident happened? 4. I've lived in Singapore for 5 years. I lived in Singapore for 5 years. 5. When we arrived, he tidied the flat. When we arrived, he tidied the flat. 6. We'll have dinner at 8:00, shall we? Don't call at 8:00. We'll be having dinner. 7. I didn't teach English very well. I wasn't taught English very well. 8. How much are you paying to have the house painted? How much are you being paid to paint the house? Check it. 5. There is one tense mistake in each of these sentences. Correct them. Then check your answers with your partner. 1. How long have you learned English? 2. I know what Sarah's doing. She's a lawyer. 3. I stayed with my uncle when suddenly he fell ill. 4. He was breaking his leg and was taken to hospital. 5. I'm going to Leo's party, too. I see you there. 6. I've checked my emails and I haven't finished yet. 7. I can't use my car, it's repairing at the garage. 8. When we were introduced, I realized we met before. 31.4 Listen to the complete conversations. Were you right about the contexts? Try to remember and practice some of them with your partner. Go online for more grammar practice. Talking about you. 6. Complete these sentences with your ideas. Compare in small groups. 1. At weekends, I often. 2. My parents have never. 3. I don't think I'll ever. 4. I was saying to a friend just the other day that. 5. I hate Mondays because. 6. I'd just arrived home last night when. 7. I was just getting ready to go out when. 8. I've been told that our teacher. 9. In my very first English lesson I was taught. 10. The reason I'm learning English is because. 1.5 Listen and compare ideas. What are the responses? Informal language. Spoken English missing words. 1. Which words are missing in these lines from conversations? 1 heard about Jane and John. Thought not. 2 leaving already. What's wrong? 3 failed again. How many times is that? 4 sorry I'm late. Been waiting long? 5 doing anything interesting this weekend? 6 like the car. When did you get it? 7 bye, Joe. See you later. 8 just coming. Hang on. 9 want a lift? Hop in. 10 seen Jim lately? Read the lines aloud to a partner and think of a suitable response. 1.6 Listen and compare. 2 Read the conversation. Which words can you leave out to make it more informal? A good morning. B good morning. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Are you on your way to the park? A no, unfortunately I'm not. I'm just off to work. B you're working on a Saturday. That is a shame. A I know. It just can't be helped. 1.7 Listen and compare. Practice with a partner. Writing P130 Informal writing, correcting mistakes. Listening and speaking. Lion, the remarkable story of Saru Brierley. Einstein. 1 Saru Brierley became famous worldwide when his incredible life story was made into a film. Look at the photos and read the fact file. What is his book called? What nationality is Saru? Where was he born? What was his birth name? Where does he live now? Fact file Saru Brierley. Born. Home. What is the film called? Who starred in the film? Have you seen it? Sheru Munshi Khan, 1981 in Ganesh Talai, India. Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. Nationality Indian and Australian occupation businessman and author. Books. A Long Way Home, autobiography, made into a film. Lion, starring Dev Patel, Sunny Parwa and Nicole Kidman. Lion. 2 Why do you think he changed his name? What happened to him? Discuss with a partner. 31.8 Listen to some of the things Saru said about his story in an interview with the BBC World Service. Answer the questions. 1 Where did Saru fall asleep? 2 He says, we got off the train. Why do you think he was on a train? Who do you think he was with? 3 Where was he? Why was he so scared? 4 How do you think he ended up in Australia? 5 What do you think is the significance of 14 hours and 1,200 kilometers? 6 I zoomed down and bang, the waterfall where I used to play. How did he zoom down? What did he find? 7 Why didn't he recognize his mother at first? What had his mother believed? 8 Why was Saru heartbroken? Now turn to the next page to find out more about Saru. Reading and speaking. Saru's story. 1 Look at the pictures and read Saru's full story. Were your ideas correct? 2 Read the story again. Are these statements true or false? X. Correct the false ones. Check with a partner. 1 Saru and his brother both had jobs cleaning the trains. 2 Saru fell asleep at the station in Calcutta. 3 He lived on the streets and continued to work on the trains. 4 He was given food and shelter by a man. 5 He was adopted from an orphanage by an Australian family. 6 He had a happy childhood in Tasmania. 7 When he found his hometown, his mother was still living in the family home. 8 He moved back to live with his birth family. Vocabulary. 3 Try to work out the meanings of the highlighted words or phrases in the text. Replace the underlined words below with the highlighted words. 1 Crowds of people poured out of the stadium after the football match. 2 I had some difficulty understanding what the professor was saying. 3 My grandpa always has a short sleep after lunch. 4 He was very lucky with his first novel. He made a fortune. 5 When he went away to university, he had to learn to look after himself. 6 There are too many homeless people sleeping on the streets these days. 7 We soon became accustomed to our new home. 8 The police didn't know if the man's death was a crime or an accident. 9. I was invited to a celebrity-packed charity event. What do you think? Why was it important to Saru to find his family? Would he be happy living back in his hometown now? Why not? Why do you think his story made a good film? How important is it to know your ancestry? Who in your class has ever used Google Earth? What for? Lost and found. Lost Indian boy finds his mother. Saru Brierley was only 5 years old when he got lost. He was working with his older brother as a sweeper on India's trains. Together, they traveled hundreds of miles up and down the vast network. It was late at night. We got off the train, and I was so tired that I just sat down at the train station, and I ended up falling asleep. Single quote. That fateful nap would determine the rest of his life. He thought his brother would come back for him, but when he woke up the brother was nowhere to be seen. There was a train in front of him. Perhaps his brother was on board. He got on it to look for him. However, Saru did not meet his brother on the train. Instead, he fell asleep again, and when he woke up 14 hours later, he had a terrible shock. There were hordes of people, pushing, rushing, speaking in an unfamiliar tongue. He had arrived in Calcutta. Kolkata, India's third biggest city and notorious for its slums. He was nearly 1,500 kilometers, 930 miles, from his home. Soon, he was sleeping rough. It was a very scary place to be. I do not think any mother or father would like to have their 5-year-old wandering alone in the slums and train stations of Calcutta. I was scared. I didn't know where I was. Single quote. The little boy learned to fend for himself. He became a beggar, one of the many children begging on the streets of the city. Once he was approached by a man who promised him food and shelter. But Saru was suspicious and ran away. In the end, Saru was taken in by an orphanage and put up for adoption. He was adopted by the Brierleys, a couple from Tasmania. I accepted that I was lost and that I could not find my way back home, so I thought it was great that I was going to Australia. Single quote. Delhi, Jaipur, Ganges, Darjeeling, Calcutta, Khandwa, opening parenthesis, Kolkata, Bay of Bengal, Mumbai, Goa, Arabian Sea, Bangalore, Indian Ocean, Savatthi. By Christian Acer, www. End H. After 25 years, using Google Earth. Saru settled down well in his new home. But, as he got older, the desire to find his birth family became increasingly strong. The problem was that as an illiterate 5-year-old he had not known the name of his hometown. All he had to go on were his vivid memories. So, he began using Google Earth to search for where he might have been born. It was difficult, but eventually Saru hit on an effective strategy. I multiplied the time I was on the train, about 14 hours, with the speed of Indian trains, and I came up with a rough distance, about 1,200 kilometers. Single quote. He drew a circle on a map with its center in Calcutta, with its radius about the distance he thought he had traveled. Incredibly, he soon discovered what he was looking for. The town of Khandwa. When I found it, I zoomed down and bang, the waterfall where I used to play. Single quote. He journeyed to Khandwa. He found his way around the town with his childhood memories. Eventually, he found his home. But it was not what he had hoped for. It looked old and shabby, as if nobody had lived there for a long time. A neighbor said that his family had moved. Then he struck gold. Another neighbor said he knew where his mother lived now. The man guided Saru to where 3 women stood waiting. He stared at them blankly. Only the woman in the middle seemed remotely familiar. The man gestured towards her. "This is your mother," he said. She had been young, in her 30s, the last time he saw her. She looked so much older now. But behind the weathered face, there was something unmistakable, unforgettable, his mother, Fatima. The last time I saw her she was 34 years old and a pretty lady. I had forgotten that age would get the better of her. But then I recognized her and I said, "Yes, you are my mother." She grabbed my hand and took me into her house. She could not say anything to me. She had a bit of trouble grasping that her son, after 25 years, had returned. She had long feared I was dead. Single quote. Fatima had searched. Fatima and Saru reunited the train stations for her missing son, but she had never ventured as far as Calcutta. She couldn't imagine he had gone so far. However, she had never lost hope. A fortune teller had told her that one day she would see her son again. And what of the brother with whom Saru had originally gone traveling? Unfortunately, the news was not good. A month after I had disappeared, my brother was found in 2 pieces on a railway track. We were extremely close. When I left my mother to return to Tasmania, I was heartbroken knowing that my older brother had passed away. Single quote. His mother had never known whether foul play was involved or whether the boy had simply slipped and fallen under a train. Saru Brierly's lifelong wish had been to see his birth mother again. He feels incredibly grateful that this wish was granted. He has kept in touch with his newly found family. And now Hollywood studios have made a star-studded, award-winning film about his amazing story. Listening and speaking things I miss from home. 1 Look at the British tourist. Where is he? What is he missing from home? 2 Have you ever spent time away from home? Where? Write on a piece of paper 1 thing you missed. Give it to your teacher. 31.9 Listen to 6 people talking about what they miss when they're away from home. Where are they from? Where are they now? 41.9 Listen again and complete the chart after each one. Brown, Brenda, Shona, Martin, Oliver, Artem and Dasha, Carter. What they miss. Other information. C. Tarek Piello. The weather. English food and voting. Bread. Drumps. Via Kareel. 5 Read these lines from the texts. Who is speaking? Answer the questions. 1 Over here you're kind of expected to be a salesman. Where is here? What is he selling? 2 It's lovely, but it's not really the same. What's lovely, but not the same? The same as what? 3 I keep buying 'em, but every single one is a disappointment. What are they? What else is a disappointment? 4 My mom says I miss them more than I miss her. What does he miss so much, and why? 5. Once you've been out of the country for more than 15 years. Which country? What can't you do after 15 years? 6 Up there, the air is quite crisp and clear. Where is there? How is it different from where she lives now? 6 Your teacher will read aloud the things you wrote in 2. Guess who wrote them? Whose is the funniest? Most interesting? What do you think? Work in groups. Make a list of the disadvantages of moving abroad. Closing parenthesis. For each one, try to find an advantage. Plus. The language barrier, if you don't speak the language. Plus it is an opportunity to learn a new language. Do you know anyone from abroad who has come to live in your country? Why did they come? Have they had any problems adjusting? Which other countries would you like to live in? Why? Watch a video about 2 people living abroad and how they kept in touch with home. Vocabulary and pronunciation. Compound words. Compound nouns and adjectives. Words can combine to make new words. 1 Look at the examples. Which are nouns and which are adjectives? Life, heart, lifelong, lifestyle, heartbroken, heart attack, life expectancy, heartbeat, heartwarming, life story, life size. Your dictionary can tell you when to use hyphens and spaces. 2 Read the compounds aloud. Which part of each word is stressed? 1 How many compounds can you make by combining the words in the middle with the words around them? Workmaid, town warming, wife, home proud house, coming, bound page less grown, plant sick. Which are nouns and which are adjectives? Use a dictionary to help with meaning and spelling. 21.10 Listen to 5 conversations. They contain examples of some of the compounds in one. After each conversation, discuss these questions. Who is talking to who? Which compounds are used? What exactly are they talking about? Roysto. In the circumstances, I think we should skip the housewarming party. Single quote. Broken. Heap. Art. Attack. Arming. 3. Complete these lines from the conversations. 1. I'm going away for a few days. Do you think you could possibly water my for me? 2. Don't worry, I know how sure your flat stays clean and tidy. 3. Let's give her a spectacular gets back from New York. For me? I'm just a 5. Come to our new address. You are. I'll make party when she 4 kids. Cakes and vegetables. Party on the 12th. I'll give you 6. The drag is, with it being much bigger, there's much more to do. 7. I never thought you'd be so. 8. Her grandma's sick and help. So they have to go. 4. Practice saying the lines in 3 with correct stress and intonation. Then use them to help you remember more of the conversations. Act some of them out with a partner. 5. Work in small groups. How many compounds can you make by combining words from A and B? There is sometimes more than one option for the words in A. Use a dictionary to help. A. See book junk. Head text open business via sleeping air. B. Pill air escape alarm line houseman shelf mail bag studies message sick office conditioning card. Phones food mark way book. 6. Which group made the most compounds? Check the meanings. Everyday English. Casual conversations. 1. Work with a partner. Match a line in A with a line in B. A. 1. Great to see you. Come on in. 2. Excuse me, don't I know you from somewhere? 3. What do you mean, you're not coming? 4. I think I'll have the chocolate mousse. What about you? 5. My flatmate can't make your party. 6. How come you're not having a holiday this year? 7. You really should take it easy. You look stressed out. 8. I've got you the last 2 tickets for the show. 21.11 Listen and check. Pay attention to the stress and intonation. Practice the lines with your partner. 31.12 Read and listen to a conversation. Where are the people? Do they know each other? Or excuse me, is this yours? B. Let me see. Yes, it is. Thank you. I must have dropped it. Are you going far? Das travel card. The 25th of September. B. Yeah, all the way to London. What about you? Or I'm getting off at Bristol. B. Oh, do you live there? Or actually, no. I work in Bristol, but I live in Bath. B. Lucky you. I think Bath's a beautiful city. Yeah, you and thousands of others. B. What do you mean? Well, you know, the tourists. There are so many, all year round. B. Yes, that's a drag. You don't like tourists then? Well, I shouldn't really complain. B. How come? You can complain if you want. A. I can't. Not really, you see, I'm a travel agent so I make a living from tourists. 4. Work with your partner. Read the conversation aloud, using the stress marks to help your pronunciation. 1.12 Listen again. And practice it again. B. Let me see. No, actually, I don't think I'll bother with dessert. B. I was just passing, and I thought I'd drop in. C. Really? That's a shame. I was hoping to meet her. D. No, I don't think so. E. Well, I just don't feel up to going out tonight. F. Great stuff. I knew you'd swing it for us. G. We just can't afford it. H. That's as maybe, but we have a lot on at work at the moment. 5. The stressed words are given in these conversations. Try to complete the lines. Practice saying them as you go. 1. A. Tony. Hi. Great. Dot. Dot. Be well. Dot. Dot. Just passing. Dot. Dot. Drop in. Dot. Dot. Hello. A. Dot. Dot. In. Dot. 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 Drink. B. Dot. Dot. Sure. Dot. 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 Too busy. A never. Dot. Dot. Talk. Dot. Dot. You. B. Thanks, Joe. Dot. 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 Really nice. Dot. Dot. Chat. A great. Let. Dot. Dot. Take. Dot. Dot. Coat. 2a excuse. Dot. Dot. Know you. Dot. Dot. Somewhere. B. No. Dot. Dot. Think so. A. Dot. Dot. Gavin's party last week. B. Not me. Know anyone. Gavin. A well, someone. Look just like. There. B. Well, that's. Maybe. Certainly wasn't. A. I'm sorry. 61.13 Listen and compare your ideas and your pronunciation.